going to do a video today on something that we've been doing, Chris and I have been doing during the week. We're both retired, so we have the ability to watch television during the day if we're so inclined, or the evening, or anytime. We are following the Lori Daybell case. And that's what we're going to talk about today. And we do a little reading as well. Lori Daybell. This is the most bizarre trial. There will be a series of trials actually coming up with Lori Daybell and Chad and Lori. And some people may be following them. I imagine a lot of people are following them. They've become international story. They've already had a couple of Netflix documentaries about them, and there's going to be a lot more because she's in trial now, and then Chad is going to be probably, his trial's coming up probably next year, and there'll be shows about these people for a long time. So if you haven't, some people will know about them and some people may not know about them, but I'm just going to give you a little quick overview with a flow chart. I'm going to draw it here the best I can. So we have Lori. Lori's here. She's quite a gal. Both people are members of the Church of Latter-day Saints, but they kind of took a left turn along the way and they wanted to start their own church. And that's what kind of got them in a little bit of hot water. So Lori is a beautiful woman, probably around 50 now, or in around her 50s, maybe late 40s. I think she's in her 50s by now. She was a beauty queen. She was in beauty contests. She was on Wheel of Fortune. Very attractive. Married 5 times. Why not? I mean, if you can marry 5 times, why not go for it? So there's Lori, very pretty young lady. Mormon young lady from, I don't know where they're from. They moved around a lot. Utah, Idaho, Texas, Hawaii. She moved around a lot. And she has 3 children. Then there's Chad, her husband, her current husband number 5. And that's Chad right there. So this is Lori. It's Lori. Let's see. That's Lori. This is Chad. Lori is very pretty, has married many times, and is a hairdresser. That's how she made her money. But she really was mostly a stay-at-home mom. Chad was married to Tammy. Chad was a writer, wrote books, had a publishing company. Tammy helped him a lot with that, with the computer aspect of it, with the publishing of his works. He's written many, many books. And he is a sexton, which is a caretaker of a cemetery. That's his other job. Tammy worked in the schools, and she also was a computer geek. I think they had 5 children. Lori's had 3 children. Okay, so we're a little oriented here. Now, Lori had several spouses. Chad is one of them. Then there was Charles Vallow. And then there was I don't know what Mr. Ryan, I'm not sure. And then there's 2 others when she was even younger. I can't remember their names. I should have gotten their names. It doesn't really matter, but Ryan is kind of important as well as Charles is. The other critical player in this is Lori's brother, Alex. So he's another important player in this. So we have this curious group of people here that got together in 2019. I think they may have met in 2018. Lori and Chad. They were both married at the time. And in 2019, some strange things began to happen. Charles Vallow was shot by Alex. Alex shot Charles Fallow, killed him. So she became a widow. That same year, Lori has 3 children. Older child is Colby. He lives on his own. And then she had 2 children living with her, Tylee and JJ. Now, after Charles was shot in self-defense, we'll put that in quotes, self-defense. It wasn't self-defense. He was murdered by Alex, the brother. The next thing that happened in 2019, starting in the summer, first he was shot, then the children disappeared. No one seemed to know where they were. So that was tragic. Shortly after the children disappeared, Lori said they were well taken care of somewhere, but she couldn't say where they were. After they disappeared, 2019, in September of 2019. This happened in 7/19, I believe, when he was shot. Then in October of 2019, Tammy, she dies in her bed. That's in October of 19. She dies. So we have these deaths. These are disappeared. And Alex also dies. I'm not sure. Does he die in 2019? I think he does also die. Alex also dies. The children also, in retrospect, we now know, also died in September of 9/19. They both died. So what we have here, if you have family constellations, we have this wonderful love affair between Lori and Chad. And we have around them, we have a Tammy death, his wife, her husband, her 2 children, and her brother. They all die. Now, there's attempts of killing other people as well. There's a nephew of Lori's, Brandon. I think it's Brandon. Attempted. He was attempted, but he did not. He survived. Her life was also attempted, but then successfully died 2 weeks later. So you have 2 people where there's all these deaths around them, which becomes a little suspicious, especially with the little kids here. Now, I'm just saying all this to give you the lay of the land. So the trial is, what happened was in 2020, I think it was in June, they found the bodies of the 2 little ones. Well, Tylee was 16, JJ was 7. They found the bodies of these 2 on Chad's property, buried in shallow graves. So there's a lot of problems with this family. And it all began to happen when these 2 met. The 2 of them met, and the shit hit the fan, so to speak. And now, why did this happen? Why were these 2 people, seemingly law-abiding people, married? And granted, she was married several times. He was married to the same woman for many years. Where did this all go wrong? Well, then we get to the other part of the story, which is Chad started a cult. And Lori, the beauty queen and past winner of, what do you call it? What is it called, that game show? Anyways, that game show that I mentioned earlier, fell in love with him, and she became part of his cult because she was actually married to him. So they believed in the past life. So they believe in Jesus coming back. They believe in past lives. They believe in zombies. They believe in good energies and bad energies. Oh, Wheel of Fortune, that's what I was saying. Good and bad energies. And they would rate, Chad and Lori would rate people around them if they had the bad energies. And they would give them a rating. These were ratings. And as the more they were together, the more they would look around. And of course, mostly what was around them was family. They would say, well, this one's dark and this is light. And so they have to go. They have to be killed. The only way to get rid of a dark energy is to murder the person. So these people, Charles was a dark energy. The kids were dark energies. Tammy, I'm not sure if she was a dark energy, but I would think she was. Ryan died in 2018. He could have been part of this, the beginning of all this. And so there's dark energies. Now, the thing about the dark energies in the cult, which is disturbing in and of itself, of course, you hear about these things all the time. The cults, Jones, John Jones, or what's his name? What was his name? He was a part of a cult. I mean, there's a lot of cults that you hear about. But this was killing family members because they were dark energy. They could be light energy, and then all of a sudden they became dark energy. So there's this aspect to their relationship. And the thing is, you don't know who is the instigator, who's the leader, and who's following. You kind of don't know, because they both have some weird juju going on. Now, the irony to all this is when these people die, JJ and Tylee, Charles Vallow, Alex is a different story. Alex is a story unto its own. And Tammy, there is money involved. Yes, there is money involved. So they really, if he murders his wife, he really doesn't have a huge amount of money coming in. And Lori is a hairdresser, so there's not much money. But when these people start dying, there's all kinds of, there's Social Security money here. Charles Vale has life insurance policy. Tammy has life insurance policy. So when these people die, there's a lot of money that they get or have gotten. But then again, now they don't get any money because they're both in jail. But the prosecution's saying that money and power was a big motivator for both of them. Alex is an interesting character. He's Lori's brother, and he was part of this cult. He was a cult member more than anything else, but he was kind of like their hitman. So he was going around killing a lot of these people. They suspect he killed the kids. He definitely killed Charles. We don't know about Ryan. And as far as Tammy, we suspect, I think it looks like Chad killed Tammy. So Lori kind of has her hands sort of maybe clean, but she's totally in the middle of all this, and she could actually be the one who's instigating it all. So that's in a nutshell, the Chad and Lori Daybell story. Now, what I plan on doing next is doing a reading. Chad's trial is coming up next year. So right now, Lori is in her trial. It's not televised, but you get the full audio afterwards. And as I said, there's going to be a lot of documentaries about this as time goes on. So I'm just sort of curious. There's a lot of talking now about if Lori will take the stand. I think it's ill-advised, but she's such a narcissist that she may do it anyways. I'm going to take out my old Golden Tarot, and I'm going to do a reading on them. Let's see where Lori is in the next 6 weeks. I'm not going to spend too much time on this. It is for entertainment purposes, but it's just sort of curious. Okay, so here's this. Now that you have all that committed to memory, we'll put this over to the side and we'll do a reading. It is a fascinating case. Human nature, why people do what they do. And like Lori had the 2 kids. JJ was special needs. Her family would have taken the kid. Like if she wanted to run off with Chad, they could have done that so easily. She could have left her, divorced her husband. She could have divorced her husband, left him with the kids, or left the kids with her family of origin, because they're very close family. And then he could have left his wife. I mean, his wife probably would have been devastated, but they could have done it, and they could have run off to Hawaii and started a life together. But no, that's not what they did. They instead started murdering their family members. And if you were in their family, you know, there was a chance that you would not, that you were on their radar. Chad thinks of himself as a god, and she is a goddess, apparently. But, you know, that's all window dressing, in my opinion. It's all about the money and sex and power. Okay, because this is not Christ-like behavior, right? It's not LDS behavior either. Okay, so who should we pick? Let's get a clarifier, not a clarifier, an identifier for Tammy. Lori. We'll use her as the high priestess. High priestess is a mysterious character, a religious person, she guards the knowledge, the book of knowledge. And during this whole, this all happened in 2019, and it broke in 2020. They've been in jail since then. Now the trials are coming up. Over the years, neither of them are saying much except that we will all learn the truth eventually. So in other words, they're being very cryptic, or at least Lori is being very cryptic about it. But she just doesn't want to talk about it because, you know, she killed her own kids, or had her kids killed. So, because if she didn't kill the kids, why don't she just say, I didn't have anything to do with that? No, she hasn't said that. She just says they're safe. So we're going to do a horseshoe spread. And here she is, the high priestess, little coy high priestess. I never think of her as coy. I think of her as mysterious. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. Where is Lori? What's going to happen with Lori in the next 6 weeks? By then, her trial should be over. And then all the documentaries will start up again, and the books. There's already books written on it. There'll be more, I'm sure. Okay. There she is. Our little Miss America. Okay, recent past. The Six of Wands. The Six of Wands is a celebration. The other thing about Lori, when you go in and watch some of her interviews, because they do have live interviews from 2019 when they caught up with her, and she's just smiling and giddy, and you know, she just talks incessantly about herself, and tries to make a joke of things, and she's just a very you would think that nothing's really bothering her. She's got it all figured out. And so, the Six of Wands kind of is very, personifies her quite well, at least the facade of her. She's very glib. She's very, untouchable. She is a fire energy. Now, where is she right now? Oh, so recent past and where she's coming from. The Six of Cups. Six of Cups is family and childhood. Her children. They're talking a lot about her kids in court, and they talk a lot. It's all about family. The whole case is about family, which is another interesting aspect to this. You hear about serial killers, and they're, they don't really kill their families usually. They're after, they go over people they don't know. Not in this case. They're actually going after family members. People that are close to them, people that they supposedly love or have loved, certainly. That's what's so troubling about this. So it is about family. That's definitely true. Hidden influences. The Queen of Coins. Dinero. Ella quiere dinero. Y él también. They want money. They want money, 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 money. Queen of Coins. This is obstacles. Judgment. Whoa. Now she feels that she is in the right and that Jesus Christ will judge her accordingly and see what good she has done. But as people point out, Jesus doesn't believe in killing people. Jesus doesn't believe in harming people, especially people you love. So judgment is the obstacle, and the court system is the obstacle in her life. This is kind of interesting, isn't it? Wow, this is so crazy. The community, how's the community feel about her? The Four of Wands. Now the Four of Wands is almost like the Six of Wands. There's celebration of some kind, a support. Yeah, I don't see that with the community. I think the community is turned against her. I don't know there's no one in court that is on her side. She's by herself. Now, so that to me does not ring true but I guess I could think about it more. The other thing about all these pictures, you can look and see who's here. Lori did, when they were starting this cult, Lori did try to get people involved in it. She got Alex involved with it, and who eventually he died. They say he died from natural causes, but they could have killed him too. I mean, it just makes sense they could have killed him, or they could have told him to kill himself, because that's the kind of control that Chad and Lori had over him. He did a lot of their murders, but he also he believed in the whole thing that they were spouting. The Four of Wands, not sure about that in the community. I don't know what support she has in the community. Where she will be in 6 weeks. Oh dear. Well, that kind of says it all, doesn't it? Tower. This would indicate that it's not going to go well for her. And I don't know if she's going to testify or not, but it looks like she will be convicted. I mean, she's going to have to be convicted of something. And where will that leave her? The Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups is a choice. The cups are a good, are loving energy, water, intuition. She's going to have to make some choices. Maybe she will. Her trial is now. They were going to be tried together, Chad and Lori, but then they were separated. So she came first because she wanted a speedy trial, even though it's been 3 years. He wants it to take a little bit longer. I think they're going to throw each other under the bus. I mean, I think Lori will eventually throw him on the bus. And maybe that's what this Seven of Cups is. Someone she cares for, she's got to decide what she's going to do, how she's going to work on that relationship, how she's going to work on, not the relationship, but how she's going to deal with Chad and his upcoming trial. So I guess what I'm saying is we got the Tower here for her within 6 weeks. Does not look good. Oh well, what can I say? This Four of Wands is interesting. Let me do a clarifier on the Four of Wands. Now, Four of Wands is a celebration. The community, of course, that could be, the community could be all of us. The people that are watching this trial, the people that are hearing about this trial, maybe we're the ones that are going to celebrate. We are the because she doesn't really have anybody. So maybe we, as a group, people that are watching this or paying attention, will celebrate. That makes sense. Let's see if it's us. No, I didn't straighten out these cards. Let me just put this one in here. Let's do another shake. Let's see who this Four of Wands are. Four of Wands. So we have, Temperance. Temperance card is, it's also known as the Air card. It's being temperate. It's being logical. It's being, so I think this is maybe all of us who are watching this. And here we have the Four of Wands. This is the same thing here. So we have two Four of Wands on top of each other, the community, a celebration. And then we have the Ten of Wands, which is the end of a cycle, and it's also the end of a difficult cycle. You know, he's the Ten of Wands in the Rider-Waite-Smith is carrying a heavy load, and they get to the end of the cycle. So I think could be the people that are watching the trial. There will be success for them. There'll be celebrations because she receives the Tower, and then she's going to have to make some decisions about love, about her relationship. Do we want to do anyone else? Anything else in here? I picked out this High Priestess. Let me just see where Lori is right now today. Let's see what's going on with Lori. The Two of Swords. Difficult decision to make. It's weighing on her. She's worried. Two High Priestesses together. She's still in a state of, I don't know, like in a different space altogether, like she's in a different world. They did think she was maybe mentally ill, but they've evaluated her twice and they felt she could stand trial. They don't have the mental illness defense in Idaho, so she can't use that. And lastly, the Six of Pentacles. It's a money card. It's gifting someone. I'm not sure what that all means, but it shows that she's in a difficult spot right now. She's confused, or she's still hiding. She's still hiding behind this character. Anyways, that's my story about the Lori Daybell case. We've been following it on East Idaho News and Law and Crime. It's fascinating. This is one of the most unusual trials since I've been alive, and I've seen a lot of them. But it's very curious. Anyways, thanks for watching, and have a great day.